Hey y'all, and welcome to Monner's Market and welcome to the Bloom with Grace Challenge. I am super excited about today's playlist because it is one that I came up with, my very first playlist, and I am so excited. It is Bloom with Grace. It is going to be sunflowers and bees. I am going to be hosting Bloom with Grace Challenge every single month, and it will be a floral theme every month. It will be the third Saturday of the month at noon. That's where you can always find me. Same channel, same place, noon, third Saturday. So I'm looking at my notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm super duper nervous and excited all at the same time. So, my co-host is Tammy at Happiness Created. She is an amazing creator. So make sure whenever you are going through the playlist to show her some extra love. Y'all, I get tongue-tied. I just do. My brain and my tongue don't like each other. I'm ADHD and this goes way faster than this, and you get what you get. So thank you, Tammy, for co-hosting with me today. And there is a $100 gift card giveaway. Amazon. Can you believe it? $100 gift card giveaway. I'm super excited about that. How you can get in the drawing for that is to answer our secret question. Everybody's going to ask you their own secret question so that you have to watch the whole video. So we're not going to tell you where it's at in the video. And we're going to give you 3 emojis to put behind your answer. Now, if you don't have access to emojis, it's no big deal because you can type it out. So if I say rose, coffee, star, then you will just type out your answer to my question and then type out rose, coffee, and star. That's not going to be my 3 now, so don't put rose, coffee, star because that's not it. You'll find out later in the video what it is. But you get my drift. You don't have to have the actual emoji. You can put it in word form. So it will end Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the winner would be announced Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. That'll give us a chance to go through everybody's answers and make sure that the ones that qualify for the drawing are in the drawing. So I'm pretty sure that's covered everything. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Good luck in the drawing. $100 Amazon gift card. That's nuts. So listen for your secret question for everybody. Put it down in your comment section. Don't forget your 3 emojis, because if you forget your 3 emojis, then you might as well not answer. So no, I'm just kidding. We're not that mean. But subscribe, like, comment, show everybody some love. Thank you for coming to the Bloom with Grace Challenge. I'm so honored that you're here, and I'm tickled that I get to do this every month from here on out. Next month is peonies. I'm excited about that because that's my absolute favorite flower. So I'm going to hush my jabbing now and get right on into the video. So let's go.
So for DIY number 1, I'm going to be making a picture using a sheet from the calendar from last year. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up all of my signs for this video in one shot. I started to separate it and clean the signs for DIY number 1 now and the signs for DIY number 2 or 3 or whatever it was later. And I thought, now I'll just go ahead and do them all at the same time. So I went ahead, removed those little stars. Now keep those stars because you can use them in later projects. And then I removed the handles from all 4 of my pictures. And then I do this off camera, but I go in, I remove all of that paper that's on each one where it looks like this right here, and it's just brown on both sides and there's no paper to deal with. So now I'm taking these 2 long pictures and I'm gluing them together with these craft sticks that you can get from Walmart. You can really get them from anywhere, but I got mine from Walmart. I want to say for like 96-98 cents. It was less than $1 a pack for all of them. And that's just to give really good stability to the back of this sign. Now, I will be covering this sign with craft paper when I'm done, so you won't even be able to see the sticks, and it'll have just a really nice, professional looking finish whenever we're done. So I get my hot sticks. I get my craft sticks glued down with my hot glue. There we go. If you've ever watched me before, you know that I get tongue-tied quite easy. I'm very ADHD and my tongue goes way faster than my brain. So I'm always getting tongue-tied. Now I'm going to use one of the long paint stir sticks, and I'm just going to draw a line, but I'm using that stir stick as my guide, and I am making my lines a stir stick wide, if that even makes sense. So then I take my Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew, and I just cover the entire picture. I give it one really good coat of paint. See, you see what I mean? Here we go again. Anyway, I paint the picture all over. Now I'm going to open my calendar. Believe it or not, I've never even opened this pack. Now this is my last calendar, so I'm a little sad because it had some beautiful pictures within this calendar here. So this one is the one that says honey, and you know our theme today is sunflowers and bees, so this one has the bee on it. And then I will be adding some sunflowers in a few minutes. So you see me wetting the edges of this page, and what that does is it helps me to be able to tear them a little bit easier, because I want to make it look really distressed and old and worn and torn, and wetting it just makes it easier to give it that look. So once I get that done, then I go in with this antique wax by Waverly, and I just take a wet paintbrush. Now you want to wet your paintbrush so that you're not using like a whole bunch of that antique wax. So you see me put just a little dab of water on top of that little tray and then mix it together. And then I'm just going to go all around the edge of that piece of paper, and it's going to give it a really old, worn look whenever I'm done. So I go ahead and do that all the way around the entire picture until I achieve that really old look that I'm looking for. Once I finish the picture itself, then I go back to my sign and I go around the edge with the same paintbrush, and then on those same lines that we painted over, you can still see through them just a little bit, and I did that on purpose so that I could go back and use this paint here to give it more of a wood look. Then I go in with the Mod Podge, and that's how I put my picture down on my back, on my the two frames that I've used. I'm going to glue it down with the Mod Podge, and then once I get it glued down with the Mod Podge, I'm going to take that same Mod Podge and go over the entire picture. And what that does is it just gives everything a really good seal. It protects the paint, it protects the picture, and it gives it all the same finish. And I love it whenever it all has the same finish, and it just is more cohesive like that. Now I'm going to go in with my little mini sunflowers and these viburnums that I got from the Dollar Tree. And you see me here just trying to decide how I want them. Once I figure it out, then I go and I cut them all up, put them back together like I want it, use my zip ties, put them together to make the little swag. Then I use some burlap ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I make myself a little bow. Once I get the bow made, I take another smaller thin burlap ribbon and just wrap it around the middle, and it wasn't quite wide enough for my little bee that you'll see me add. So I ended up having to go in with some twine and wrapping it around the middle just to make it a little bit wider so my little bee would fit in there. And once I got my bee placed onto my little bow, my granddaughter helped me get it all glued down. They've been here for a week and we have just had the best time. If you want to see more of them, go back and watch my video that, well, actually it was my last video, and you will see quite a bit of them helping me craft, and we have just had the best time. Now I added these little bees at the request of my granddaughters to each end of the corner of the picture that came from the calendar, and the jury's still out on whether I like that part or not. So you'll have to let me know down in the comments what you think whenever you see it all put together. But you see me here just making myself a little hanger with some beads, And I tied it to the left of the frame and tied it to the right of the frame, because you know there's 4 holes in the top of that frame because I put 2 pictures together. And this is what it turned out like. So let me know down in the comments what you think about the picture as a whole, and if you like the addition of the bees on each corner of this little picture that came off the calendar, or if you think I should have stopped right there with just the bee in the middle of the bow. I think I would have stopped with the middle of the bow, but they were so adamant about me adding it. They were so excited because they were so sparkly and glittery and cute, so I did it for them. And then this is what my little bow looks like once it was done. And I love those little mini sunflowers. They are just gorgeous. Love the beaded hanger that I made. And I was just tickled with it all together. Now for DIY number 2, I'm going to make a stack of books. And I got these books from the Dollar Tree. And this is the easiest thing in the world to make.
So to do these, you want to take your cover, flip it inside out, where the white is showing and not the inside of the cover. I like to crease mine because it seems to go back on the book better. And then there is what it looks like whenever we get them all done. And once we get that done, now we have a blank slate. It is whatever you want to do. The sky's the limit. So I'm going to take this Cashew Chalk Paint by Waverly for the first one. I'm going to paint the top, the bottom, and the side. Then I'm going to take this Maze Chalk Paint by Waverly, and I'm going to do the same exact thing that I just did with the other one. Paint the top, the side, and the bottom, because that's all we're going to see. We're not going to see the inside seams. And then once I get that one done, I'm going to go in with the Moss Chalk Paint by Waverly and cover that last book. Once I get all 3 of the books painted, and they dry and the paint dries, then it's just a matter of decorating the books. So in order to decorate my books, I'm going to take some burlap ribbon that I got from Family Dollar, I believe. It's a really wide roll, and it was only $2 for the roll. So I was excited when I found it. And now this ribbon right here I got off of Amazon, and I will link everything that can be linked below in my description box so that you can find where I got everything from, including the little cute little bees that I got, or that I used in DIY number 1, and I will be using it on my bow in this one. So I'm just going to take some flowers from the Dollar Tree and make me a little swag. And once I get my swag finished, I'm going to add a big sunflower right to the middle of my flowers. You know what? I'm not making a bow for this one. Did I just say I was making a bow? I don't even know what I just said. So I am making a swag for the top of this. And now I'm just going to go back in and fill it until it looks like I want it to look. And it's going to be really, really cute and pretty. And once I get that done, I am going to take some rub-on transfers that you get from the Dollar Tree. Now, I had this pack of transfers, and it had a ton of different names on it, or words, should I say. So I took it, and I was like, what can I make? And I was hoping I could put Bloom with Grace, which is what our theme is today. But the closest thing I could come up with was Thankful for Grace, because I am a Christian, and I am so thankful for grace that the Lord has showed upon me. So it still goes with the grace theme and the sunflowers and the bees, and tells you something that I am, and that is thankful for grace. So I thought it turned out perfect. And I would love to know what you think about this little easy DIY down in the comments below. So to finish it up, I just take some Mod Podge like I do with everything and just go over the whole thing and seal it in. Now, I probably should have done that before I put the ribbon on, but it's okay. So this is what it looked like when I was finished, and I love this little book stack. I've made several book stacks, but usually not with this size of a book. These are kind of the bigger books, and I love it. Now, I just did sort of a, what am I looking for? Like, I didn't give it a good, heavy, thick coat because I wanted it to be a little worn looking, but it's totally up to you. Like I said a few minutes ago, it's an open canvas for you to do whatever you want to do. But this was mine, and I loved it. So DIY number 3 is my absolute favorite. This is my double-decker toolbox. Now, remember the signs that I had in the very beginning? I'm going to use those for my ends. And now what you see me doing here is taking these boxes that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and they are not square at all. So I had to try to find the ones that would go together the best. Then I took some wood glue and hot glue and glued them together in sets of 4. And then once I got that done, I took the end pieces of those signs that we used, or that I cleaned earlier in the beginning of the video, and made my end. Now you just see me here putting some weight on it to make sure that those signs were good and secure. Once I got that done, I'm measuring here to see where my middle is so that I can make sure everything is straight. I put my other my other sign on that end and put some weight on it and let it set for a little bit, and then it was ready to paint. So what I did after I got it all put together and everything dried, I'm just testing it here to see if it works, and it does. So to keep them in without falling out, I took this little square dowel rod that I got from Walmart for pennies, really. Excuse my hair in the way right there. I didn't realize my big old fat head would be in the way. And I just placed them right there where you see me cutting, and that's just to keep my boxes from falling out. So what I did after I got that done, look how smooth it goes in and out. I did that to all 4 sides. Look at that. Bam. In and out. Perfect. Now, I don't even have to move my bar that I made, but I can if I want to. So what I did is I measured my bar, which was just a dowel rod that you get from Walmart. Then I took this outside and I spray painted it in that spray paint just so that it didn't take so much of my chalk paint to paint it. Now I had this fabric here and I tried to decide which one I want to use. I picked one, and then just the sides, the back, the top and the bottom, not the end pieces, I went ahead and painted in the maze. Now I did paint the inside of those end pieces with the maze. And then I took this beautiful, beautiful paper here, fabric that I got. Where did I get that? I want to say off Amazon. It'll be linked below. And I Mod Podged a piece of it to each end. I cut my little spot out for my hole right there for my dowel rod, painted my dowel rod black, and then I had some letters that I got from Home Depot, Hobby Lobby. And there it is, Bloom with Grace. That's what I wanted it to say. Now this Bloom with Grace is going to be a monthly challenge. This is my very first challenge, as I said earlier, and it's going to be monthly. And our first one has that giveaway that we talked about in the beginning. Now my secret question for you is this. It's really easy. What is your favorite flower? So what is your favorite flower is the secret question. Now behind your answer, I want you to put a bee, a sunflower, and another bee emoji. Now if you don't have the type of phone where you can put emojis, which I'm pretty sure everybody does, but you could be using your computer and you can't do an emoji, then just type it out, bee, sunflower, bee. Does that make sense? So if it doesn't make sense, shoot me a message and I will clarify it for you. But basically, answer your question, put bee, sunflower, bee behind it, and that is it. Now, I took some black, or the ink, I made my little feet and painted them black. I distressed everything around with the black. Once I got that done, I started filling my little toolbox up. Y'all, I'm so excited about this toolbox. It is perfect for my things that I use all the time. But it needed something else. So what I thought I would do is make me a little messy bow. I just took some random ribbons and put them together and made my little messy bow, and look here, that's what it turned out like, and I love it. And I put another one of those little sparkly bees right in the middle of it, and I could not be more happy. Oh yes, and I hung that little key from there. I just love it. I love the way this turned out, and I can't wait to hear or read what you put down in the comment section about what you think about my little double-decker toolbox. So Thank you for coming today. I am so excited that you joined my first ever playlist. I would love it for you to come back. It's going to be, like I said, the third Saturday of every month at noon. So I want you to do a couple of things. Tell me what your favorite DIY was, which is not part of the contest, but definitely answer my question, what is your favorite flower? And don't forget the bee, the sunflower, and the bee behind it. Like I said, if you do not have access to emojis, then just type out, my favorite flower is a peony bee, sunflower bee, or whatever your favorite is. So thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Tammy, for being my host, my co-host today. I am so excited to have you. I appreciate you co-hosting with me. And I'm excited about next month's Bloom with Grace. Next month is peonies because that is my favorite flower. So we will see you next month. Thank you for watching. Bye now.